Why Tren? The Cancerian with the vision. A hoodie in the bucket hat is often his decision. Why high? A king from Queens, you never disrespect. The wise OG, but what else would you expect? Why Dame? The flyest and the highest of them all. You need a perfect shot, he's the one that you should call. All three combined in a little of your time. Welcome to the show and let him ease your mind.
It doesn't matter when we are or where we are because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are better than
Because
them.
we are.
Because we are.
Because we are. Because we are. Because we are.
Yo, we back. Welcome to the Because We Are podcast. Got a new, some new listeners, new faces.
Yeah.
But we're the same faces here, you know. Called I Me That Hot is in the building. Gabo _ is in the building.
Yeah.
I'm Tren Dollars. We are the Because We Are boys, in case you did not know. And happy cancer season, first of all. You know, that's what I'm about. You know, the Cancerian. If you haven't heard it in the theme song, the Cancerian with the vision. You know what I'm saying? The fly OG upside right there. Bro, coming in from, I don't want to dox you. I don't want to do that again. Because, you know, it's different people here. But
Big Queens, though.
Big Queens, Knicks fan. And then the flyers to the highest of them all, Gabo _ checking in.
What up?
Big Miami. Miami's a big place. You might see him, you might
somewhere
not.
in Miami.
So you good. Yeah, and I'm in the DMV area. But welcome to the podcast. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com /
Keyword
because
podcast.
We are podcast. Yeah, we are a podcast. Yeah. And before we get into our normal chatter, right? I do think that we have to kind of set the record straight because there's not a lot of new listeners that's like, damn, they dropped. Couldn't wait. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Family. Oh, sorry. Because We Feud with Dame Harvey.
Because we feud.
Good news and bad news, y'all. The good news is that you will be entertained this podcast.
Yes, you will.
This is what we do here. We talk about a lot of good stuff, and we're very entertaining people. That will never change. We'll always be like the source of entertainment for y'all listeners and watchers. The bad news is we are not a game show.
And this mustache
is
not real.
It's not real. In case you didn't notice from it almost falling off a bunch of times, there's a real mustache over there, but that mustache that's hanging off, you know,
it's a paid actor.
There, paid actor.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, some might say that we're podfishing. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe like some catfish version of podfishing. I just say that we had a great segment, you know, clap it up for us. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for us for having an amazing segment and having some new listenership and stuff. But we do have to let y'all know we do that probably once or twice a year, sometimes during Black History Month, and also sometimes we do it during Juneteenth. That's for the niggas. We did it for y'all. But
this is for the niggas, strictly for the niggas.
Yes, but you do have to know that ain't a normal thing. We did talk, you know, full transparency.
Absolutely. Long conversation.
We had a long conversation about the future of this podcast because we got so much positive feedback and all that stuff, and y'all really showed out for us and really like represented, and we really are grateful and really do appreciate that. But like I said, we have other stuff. Please, I encourage you to check the backlog of our stuff and all the stuff that we reviewed and all the music that we listened to and all the games that we review, all the movies and shows that we talk about. It's good stuff because we always find our ways to put our own spin on it, and it's great. So stick around.
That's the interesting thing.
That's
the interesting thing that I've seen people kind of engage with all of it now, right? Mm-hmm. And it's been definitely exciting. While it's definitely clear that that particular format took off, and we're definitely not saying that we're not going to do it. We're gonna have plenty of fun with that format. We're gonna add to it. We're gonna ask different questions. We got a lot of feedback from comment sections and users and DMs of people saying like, "Oh, you guys should try this. You guys should try that." Everything is on the table.
All great
we're
constructive
absolutely
feedback. We heard you. We hear you.
Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited to have a brand new kind of audience to engage with, and just please keep commenting, keep interacting with us. Don't run. We're funny as fuck.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun up here.
You're gonna love it.
So
you promise.
You're gonna love it.
And you will be pleased to know that we posted maybe 5 clips from that Because We Feud.
Yeah.
That wasn't even half of the game.
Right.
So if you do want to go, not just here, because we do have the full audio version on our YouTube, and we see the comments, we see people wanting the full video version. If you guys want to go check that out, you still can. It's going to be on our Patreon. I know when people hear the word Patreon, they get scared because it comes with a subscription. No, what a sellouts. Our Patreon has been set for a long time now. And our price has also been set at a long time now. We don't know if you're going to find a better deal elsewhere, honestly.
Yeah.
We start at $1 a month. $1 a month will give you all access to our every single visuals from every single episode of every single Because We Feud, Letter League, Jeopardy. We've done a lot of stuff before. We've been doing this for a long time. A lot of people may think this is like some overnight thing. Nah.
No,
we've been doing this for quite some time now.
We ain't pay for views. We ain't pay for subscribers. Like
all natural engagement.
Setting that record straight. Like we've been here for a while. That's a really good point, Dame. And we're gonna be here for a while too. We're gonna stick around. We got new things that we want to talk about, new things that we want to engage with, but. Don't run away. Things will be back. We will return at some point, but we also figuring out we have other stuff that we would like to talk about as well. So,
did you guys have any favorite like comments or like stuff that you saw that you were just like, that's an interesting way to see that?
I did learn about a lot of black superheroes and black video game characters that I had never heard of before. So thank you for all of that. That's probably been my favorite part about all this, is just learning.
Yeah.
Right. I have good thoughts and bad thoughts about it all. The good thought is like, yes, we learn about a lot of superheroes, but also the format of the show, right? We asked 25 black people. I feel like people started yelling at us after a while, like, how can he not be there? And it's like, do you not understand how, the people answering the question.
And let me tell you, as the person who had to go around asking 25 black people, it's not easy.
It's not
because
easy
you have to ask 25 black people 12 questions, and you have to ask, and you have to expect 25 black people to get back to you at a reasonable time. So it's not easy.
Which we're probably gonna find a better way to do that too later on, like to give you, some.
I mean, I have an idea. What I would like to do personally, for all the people that do, we will do this again in the future for sure. And I do want to make this easier on not only the guys but myself personally when it comes to gathering the questions. If you subscribe to our Patreon, I want you guys to be involved in the game as well. I want to just be able to survey you guys. A little Vince McMahon moment here. If you're Caucasian, maybe you won't be able to participate in some of the surveys, but eventually, one day, when the category,
we got a show for you.
Yeah, we will have a show for you.
I
But subscribe to the Patreon. It's only $1, and you can be involved in the next Because We Feud for sure.
Yeah, and it's gonna be great.
I think somebody suggested we listen to Stone Temple Pilots or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but one of the comments was definitely like, "Oh, you guys should do this for white people too." And it's just like, look at you
missing the plot, man. That's
unfortunately.
Yeah, and and here's my thing, right? I feel like each video we had great responses, but it also was mixed with a lot of people that were kind of missing the plot, especially on this latest one that we just posted with things found under a black kitchen sink. We didn't say only under a black kitchen sink. You know what I'm saying? We didn't say that you can't find this stuff under anybody's sink. We're just talking about things found under a black kitchen sink. And that's not an issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I got people saying, and I had no problem saying people, oh, well, I'm white and I had this under my sink too. The problem was the follow-up to that, which is, can I say the N-word now? No,
I guess that means I'm black.
I guess that means I'm black. I'm white as snow, but I guess I'm Nubian. Like, y'all was going way too hard. Y'all was going way too hard with that. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is funny, but YouTube has a lot of interesting interesting people. But like, you know, in closing on that, shout out to everybody that really supported us. We really did appreciate it. We had a crazy last week of just discussions and feedback and all that stuff that we got. You know, if you haven't already, if you're listening now, you didn't catch us on TikTok or YouTube, you know, go watch, go support there. Instagram, you know, because we are podcast on everything, go support there. And of course, the Patreon, go support us there as well. Have y'all had any I think the most interesting part to me was people hitting me up that never hit us up about this podcast before. You know, talking about how, because we did reach a certain algorithm, right? Like we cracked through. There were people that were saying like, organic, you know, this person popped up on my algorithm like organically. That's
in my For You page.
Yeah, in my For You page, getting suggested. You may like this video, you know, which was great. But also some people just like, come on now. Like, don't act like you ain't never seen clips of this podcast before until now. You know, like it did seem kind of like,
I don't know, man. The internet's a really, really big place. And especially like some apps, like specifically TikTok, like where I feel like it's a really worldwide app where a lot of people are on there. Like I go down the trending page and I see videos with 61 million views, 100 million views. And I'm like, all right, I can understand how it may get easy to get lost in the sauce, especially considering that TikTok is a very niche-based app where, like, you have a certain thing that you're looking for, they're gonna feed you nonstop with all of that shit. So I could understand if maybe, you know, certain people's algorithms just didn't get hit to our shit until recently. Until I guess it got that push. Somebody at TikTok hit the button.
I will give the benefit. Yeah, somebody hit the shout out UMG. But I'll give that benefit of the doubt to some people, but some other people that I know been following me for a minute.
Oh, you talking about friends?
Personally, like now you think we cool type thing. It's like, now it's like, when everybody else is supporting, now I'm gonna support. That's a little, like you don't have to wait, you know, for somebody to tell you what's cool. Mm-hmm. You could just subscribe because you support and stuff like that. I just found that interesting. I had a couple people do that, but like I said,
I feel a little different about it because I'm not that person. Like, you know how people say, oh, people will support a stranger before they support their friends. I don't support my friends if I don't like their shit. Like I genuinely don't. I don't think I have to support you just because like you making fish plates. Like I don't eat fish all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I might share your post or something like that, which y'all definitely should be sharing our posts. But outside of that, you know, I don't need you to like fully engage with it if it's not your shit. I think it's specific for me because again, I'm a little older, right? I've had people that just mess with me that have come to like listen to the show and then was like, I can't watch that shit. I'm sorry.
It's a long pod. It is, but we do it because
just straight up told
something
me
for everybody. You know, that's what
you know. And they know me as the hip hop guy, right? So like, it's like if it's not like all music, like you know, we get into a lot of different stuff. I think, like we said before, like being a blurred podcast, really, you know what I'm saying? That's what we really land on in the category, right? Yeah, I got people that rock with me fully that will never read a fucking comic book or watch an MCU movie. You know what I mean? So if I'm not there talking about the Kendricks and the Nas's and all that stuff, they're not really tuned in.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Yeah. It's like, so that part of it, I totally get. It is interesting that there have been people, and this is how I know that it's been far reaching, because a couple of buddies of mine literally got it shared to them from people that have no idea who I am. Right. So like they'll share. It was like, yo, have you seen this? This is funny. And they'll be like, that's my guy. You know what I mean? And like, sometimes that's like cool. And then other times, like, I'm not your guy.
I'm not your guy. Yeah.
I'm not your guy. I ain't never been your guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But good. Yes, we do know each other. We have been in communication at some point in the past. And shout out to you for messing with the content. But you still gotta sign up to come to the you know what I'm saying? You can't just show up at the book signing. You know what I mean?
You're not coming to our club night and being like, oh, I know the host. Nah.
Yeah. Like, you still gotta buy a ticket.
Yeah,
for sure.
You gotta buy it. Yeah. You're not
hit that Eventbrite link. Just,
pay that 25 and get it. No, the bouncer might be like, you're not on the list. I don't know.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I wanna get into some other stuff, but real quick, because you mentioned fish plates. Do y'all have any people in your circle that sell food? Like,
not now, but definitely in the past, for sure.
I want to say I do. I can't, off the top of my head, remember what exactly they sell, but I want to say that I do.
This just happened the other
stuff
day.
Like that, probably.
This just happened the other day. Somebody like does pop up like food selling, and they went to go get it, and it wasn't good. So, and this is like, let's say this is a friend, right? Somebody does pop up food spots. They got like
you know both of them.
plates.
You know both parties.
Yeah,
got you.
Yeah, you go there, you get it. You know, a little $20, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or like in this instance, let's say you got a fish plate. You got some mac and cheese and some yams, right?
Yeah.
You get it for $20. You open it up. The mac not looking that right.
Right.
The yams are cold.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fish ain't fishing.
Soggy.
Yeah, the fish is a little soggy. You know, no bread underneath either. Like,
can
y'all tell me, are y'all honest with those people? Are y'all really saying like, nah, man, this food I ain't messing with this
I'm
like
lying.
that. You lying?
Yeah, I'm lying. I don't think I got it in me to be that guy.
Yeah. I'd never have told anybody that I didn't like their food. It didn't matter who it was. I've never fucking told Burger King I didn't like their food. It's just
5 stars.
It's not even that. It's just like, I paid for it, I'll eat it, and then I'm never coming back. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the L I took for trying something new. Yes, but I do not, if your food is bad, I'm just never gonna eat your food again. Like, the way you'll know that I don't like your food is I never ate it again. So like, and you know, my silence.
That's the problem.
Is the review.
That's the problem that you find yourself in when you lie, though, because then they're gonna ask you if you want more, and then they're gonna keep offering, and then they're gonna expect you to say yes.
Another pop up. You coming out? I know how much you loved it last time.
I got this thing. You know,
I already ate. Like, hey, you can buy a plate for a friend. Like, I wouldn't put them through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just things like that.
Or you could just man, that shit had my stomach bubbling. Like, cause I don't think like having like indigestion is like a sign of the food being bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like maybe the shit just didn't rock with your stomach. Yeah. So you could kind of skate on that. Like, man, that it was good, but it messed my stomach up, bro. I can't really rock with that like that. You know what I mean? You could kind of skate a little bit.
That's a good because we feud question. Things that are better off deep fried. Is that too nigga-ish?
That's what, bro. We will never have that question on the list until. And you can probably bleep this. We had what?
Oh no! Please.
We are not at bleeping.
We're not at bleeping time.
We're gonna get to a Patreon. We'll get to it.
Triple the time we usually do, and that's when we can start.
Just hold that thought. I do want to say again, happy Cancer season. I'm a Cancer, and it's summertime, y'all. We outside, man. And speaking of outside, I feel like we'd be remiss not to talk about Cardi B being back outside. Dropping it could be one of those summer songs. You know, she definitely knows. She's on that type of time. We've been discussing what the song of the summer is. People trying to contend for it, but she throwing her hat in the ring by dropping a song called "Outside," which is, I guess, seemingly a diss record towards her.
So that's the kind of the cool thing, right? Because she's definitely keeping the spirit of hip hop over the last 2 years alive, because this is definitely her like that, for sure. She's letting niggas know she's really like that, and I don't know if everybody's like that for real, because she's talking quite heavy on the record. Have you guys had a chance to listen to it already?
I've only seen a snippet of her performing it. I haven't heard the whole song yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna play it, but definitely go and check that out and come back. But I do wanna let's look at some of the lyrics, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was about to look up.
Yeah. Oh, so verse 1, she already starts out talking about verse 1. Well, let's go wrong for wrong. Let's go lick for lick. If I can handle that, let me see You handle this. Do you how you do me? Bet you we won't speak again. Yeah, she on that type of timing. Favorite player from your favorite team? He in my DM. I'm so small and tiny. He's so big and tall. Might let him dunk this pussy like he dunked the ball.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Pause right here.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, Stephon Diggs does not play basketball.
That's true.
So she talking about somebody else.
That's true. Now, here's the thing. Because I'm a, you know me, I'm a lyrics guy. I'm a breakdown guy. What player does Stephon's name rhyme with?
Stephon Diggs.
Just first name. Stephon.
LeBron.
Which comes up later. I have a theory. Uh-oh.
That she changed those lyrics. And originally, they were about Stephon. She says, I'm a big freak. Come and get a sneak peek. Back it up like beep, beep. Till that thing go leak, leak. Chloe called you king. That's cute. Don't get me wrong. I like him too. So, baby, let me meet LeBron. I love Savannah. Let me see what she be on. What? It's plenty niggas, baby. I could keep it going. To me, that very easily could have been, I like him too, so baby, let me meet Stephon. Very easily. It fits perfectly fine. She might have changed the Savannah line to something else. But I think even Cardi has a heart. I think putting the current nigga that you're messing with in the song is like a level that is even too far for her. You know what I mean? So
really,
shout out to her for like throwing out fictional things, but there's clearly some truth to to what she's saying.
You don't think she'd go to hell off this beef shit? You don't think she'd go low, that low?
Not on her single. Like it's one of those things where like it's like, you know, like Drake does with his subs. It's like, you know what I mean.
You know what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm talking about. We're just gonna do this for fun, but you know who I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's just like if someone else figures it out, cool. But yeah, it's very clear where she was going with that. And even saying something like, oh, a player from your favorite team is in my DMs. I mean, there's a lot of Atlanta Hawks. I can't remember who's on the roster currently, but I know that the Migos has done the halftime show quite a bit. And I imagine if you're doing a halftime show, you're bringing your family, right? These are family events. You're bringing your wife, you're bringing your kids. Who's to say? I don't, maybe one of those guys did slide into the DMs after a nice meeting.
Let me see what Atlanta Hawks player names start with LeBron.
Which, in Offset's defense, right? Being in the DMs ain't always the flex that you think it is, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shooters shoot. You post a lot of thirst traps. Niggas are weak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you might be one shot of 1,000. So being in the DMs.
Plowden. Let me meet Daquan. Daquan Plowden. Atlanta Hawks.
Plowden. Damn.
He averages 7 points.
That's a hell of a name.
Rebounds.
Nah, she
and that's perfect for a verse, to be honest with you. I feel like if that was the person that I was messing with, you can't not put that name in the verse.
And he's 26.
It writes itself. It's right there, man.
Yeah, it's right there.
No, I don't think he balling. I don't think that nigga dunked once in the game.
Yeah, I just can't see it. But she's small, man. She is 5'2". She's 5'2", 5'3". This nigga's 6'6". Okay. That's the thing, like, because I kind of have, and I want to get into that at some point. We ain't got to do it right now. But it's a lot of basketball players. Like, even though them niggas are scrubs, last man on the bench, he's the flyest nigga in his town. Like these dudes have a lot of money and a lot of access, and they're all 6'4", 6'5". And the chances are, regardless, your chick is choosing. You know what I mean? Like, just because even guys that you wouldn't imagine, like shout out the Indiana Pacers, even though I can't stand them dudes, but like Pascal is getting his work off. You know what I'm saying? Like you might look at him and be like, nah, ain't nobody messing with him. Pascal is 20 million up. He's 6'8". He's a star NBA player. And yeah, when he steps outside, it's nothing but Giuseppe's and, you know, Balmains and all types of stuff like that. So yeah, don't be in a room when Pascal Siakam comes in. Like just don't do it.
Yeah, he going viral right now, just looking up into the sky and his eyes is all white. People are already suspecting that they're doing some black devil magic.
It's some devil magic going on over there.
Something going on. Yeah, there's no way that this should have got to Game 7. I think y'all talked about this before this even started, that if it's OKC versus whoever, then
it would be them.
It'll probably be some sort of like sweeper. They would be the winners. So do y'all still think that? Do y'all still think they ultimately clutch it? Or
I don't know, man.
Nah,
These
I think
paces
too hard
are
to tell
fighting.
now.
These paces are fighting, man.
Yeah, I just don't think they're gonna roll over, and I think people keep expecting them to roll over, and they just won't do it. So,
and I've
gained a lot of respect
for
for
basketball. I think the whole ratings culture, like, oh, this is the lowest rating NBA Finals since blah blah blah. I think that's a really overrated stat. Since when the fuck do we care about how successful these networks are doing, rather than the quality of basketball that we're getting? Like, when do we put that ahead of it? Like, when does that become the deciding factor whether or not this many people are watching it in comparison to when LeBron or Stephon or Curry was over there playing? Like, it doesn't matter. They're giving us better games outside of 2016. But yeah.
I do want to get back to the music stuff though, because Offset also dropped a record called Bodies with JID. It samples, who made that song? Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. I can't remember who made that song, but it's like a famous song. Everybody knows
SmackDown
it.
versus
it's a
Raw.
very famous song.
Everybody knows Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. Everybody knows that. Even if you've never even heard a rock song, you probably have heard a reference to it. You know, Let the
Drowning
Bodies.
Pool is the name of the band.
Yes. Drowning Pool, the name of the band. Very classic, rock song. Offset dropped this song with JID. I'm reading the lyrics. They don't look like he's really out here, shooting at Cardi as much.
He is not.
But ultimately, I think this song ain't gonna be getting the same play that Outside got.
It is not.
Yeah.
I think it is interesting that he did try to step on her single release, because I think, the talk has been that she's been very scared about like dropping a single and dropping the album. So apparently the album is turned in, right? She did report that like sometime last week. Album's turned in, so maybe we get it by the end of the summer, depending on how they want to do the rollout. But for him to try to step on the record and then end up getting stepped on anyway, like not even just by her, but by the feature on your record.
I keep saying this. What did JID smoke him? Like just rap bars wise, or did he diss him?
He smoked. He bars,
smoked him?
Just bars. Yeah.
I mean,
He's
that's kind of like a given, right? Like who?
Yeah.
Like there's not many people that can out rap Jid on a record. You know what I'm saying? Like in that sense, if you get on a record with Jid, then you better come to like rap. It's like the whole Pusha and Travis thing, like that we're gonna get into in a little bit. But like, it's a different level to rapping, right? Like you do one thing, I do kind of another. I don't know how many people are looking at Offset for just like his rap style. He makes like good party records, right? Like I don't know if he's like really looked at as like the pinnacle.
Well, when he was rap. Given what he was being compared to, but when he was in the Migos, that's what everybody was looking at him as. Like they gave that party label to Quavo. Takeoff was always the underrated one, but Offset was the one who was like, oh yeah, you got to really listen to what Offset's saying. Like he's really spitting. And I don't know, that just necessarily hasn't carried over into his singles career outside of maybe some features here and there.
Yeah.
Honestly, Offset is a really, really good rapper. It's just the conversation becomes different when you got some of these guys that are like super lyrically dense. And like, yeah, Offset might be the nicest rapper in the room with Quavo.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be the nicest rapper in the room with, JID or Dot or, just some of these other guys that just like really, really take bars and like putting together words extremely seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing I will always give Offset though is that like whether or not his songs become hits and whether or not you hear them outside, his songs are very quality for the most part. His features are good.
Yeah, hell yeah.
His songs are good. Whether or not you want to call them hits or not, so be it. But there's that middle ground is always acceptable, and that's cool for him.
He has a song making ability. Like I heard him on the Calvin Harris album, and he was sounding pretty good. So it's like he has
multiple sounds.
Yeah, multiple talents. But thoughts and prayers to them. While we on this, we didn't write it in the itinerary. But how do y'all feel about the Will Smith song that's been going around?
I think his attempt, because you guys heard about what he did recently, right? He kind of just gave everybody the stems and was like, "Hey, make your own remixes." Because
that's kind of
didn't hear about that.
That's kind of
it is. But here's my take on it. So somebody also recently, I think maybe a couple days before that, reposted the song. It was like, hey, I sped the song up like 2.5 times speed, and it sounds so much better.
1.25 speed or something.
Yeah,
like
and it sounds so much better. It sounds like a completely different song. The song itself is ass. The original is Buns, Ass Cheeks.
I didn't hate it, but
I think it's awful.
I didn't hate it.
I think him kind of not necessarily repackaging, but giving it back to the audience to kind of make their own versions of it is his kind of way to like rebound in a sense. So it's like, you know what? Let me try to turn this into something before they make me into an ultimate meme. Because that's what he was on the way to becoming, a meme.
Yeah, after that freestyle that he did. I forgot where he did it, but that, you know.
Oh, that one too, yeah.
Say I'm an action star.
I still think he ate
that. Yeah.
I still think he ate that.
Maybe
what? Not that part specifically.
What did he eat exactly? What do you mean?
He said, "I bite off more than I can chew, and then I chew it." That was I fucked with that line, bro. I thought that was hard.
I can chew, and then chew.
Then I chew it.
It's just the delivery, bro. It's just.
Yeah, listen. The delivery is always gonna be like that.
They changed the beat up on that, and it sounded better. I don't know if y'all heard like the remix. I forgot which one of these niggas. Shout out to Black Mass Inspector, but one of them niggas did it, and it sounded.
But that's the thing, and that's really what I'm saying. So many of these older artists are failing on the production side. They're not failing in what they're writing down. Being a rapper is like, I don't want to say it's like riding a bike, but it's a skill that you can hone. And like, once you become a great rapper, you're still a great rapper. What you are is a bad musician. And a lot of these guys are poor musicians. And I think that the thing, it's a nuanced conversation because we have it like with, it's the reason why people keep saying that like Drake is like versatile, and I keep saying he's not. Like people say, you know, Drake is more versatile than Kendrick. Drake is not more versatile than Kendrick as a rap artist. He's more versatile than Kendrick as an artist, but it's a lower quality.
Not even that, as just like a song, maybe like, you know, a song.
I'd give him that as an artist.
As an artist?
I would say as an act. Like, okay, so like people say artist, and I think what they mean is act, right? I think they mean like as a brand and as a performer.
Okay.
So he can do
one
different.
person's art is a lot more just,
yes,
you know.
Yes. And that's really where I think if being able to sing doesn't make you an artist. Like let's just be clear.
Just what that's not necessarily what I mean when I'm like, oh, he's that what. I don't think that's all people mean when they say he's versatile. Maybe some people that are a little bit more dense, but he also writes. He also composes. Yeah. He also helps with production. He also executive produces. Like he's a great artist.
But does he? So here's the thing: does he play with scales? Does he play with like different chord structures? Like when you talk about musicality, right? The difference between Beyonce 10 years ago versus Beyonce 20 years ago when she was just doing Crazy in Love, those were simpler songs to do. It's songs that Beyonce does now that nobody else could possibly do because she just does them at a certain level. And honestly, it's that line that Kendrick said, even AI got a problem cloning Kendrick, right? Because some of the stuff that he does is so incredibly dense that you couldn't possibly recreate it. Whereas I've written verses as Drake. Like there's a formula that's kind of like a 2+2, whereas Kendrick's formula has a bit more parts to it. Yeah. So and he's doing that within the fucking like framework of rap, you know? So again, the guys to me, like that's why I love guys like Nas. That's why I love guys like Jay. Even though Jay has a
great track with Slick Rick. I think that was like last week.
Track was incredible.
Yeah.
That he just I think it was like this week. I think it was this week.
I heard that song though. Like it wasn't this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard that song like last week or like
I just heard it this week.
Yeah, it's not brand spanking new, but yeah.
But yeah, like that's why I like the guys that are still in tune and still like trying to create. And that's why you gotta tap in with like a Hit Boy like Nas did, or you gotta tap in with a like Pusha T and No Malice going back to Pharrell. Like tap in with some musical guys. Don't just go on YouTube and type in Lil Wayne beats and then just come out with some generic sounding shit, because it's going to sound generic. And you can't just wave hop like Homeboy did on his last project, where he was doing records with Yeat, where he was just rapping like Yeat, or doing songs with Cash Cobain, where he's just rapping like Cash Cobain. That's not versality. That's not originality.
And I like to throw this into and damn, I'm gonna let you respond, but I like to throw this into the loop a little bit of pick an artist, right? That in your head, just pick an artist, and would you want to be in the studio while this artist is working? What does that look like? What does that sound like? What is that experience like? You know, and that's what I think the difference is when you're thinking about like artists who have a lot of versatility and what their talent, what they bring to it, right? What can they do? What are they bringing to the table? Like not just having like a bunch of people around that can also give them ideas, but how much weight are they lifting off of everybody else's shoulders? Like a producer could come in and work and like give good beats and give some direction and stuff like that. Right. But what is the artist coming in and doing when they get to that studio? And would you want to experience that? Is it worth it? Or is it just everybody else kind of working as a collaborative team? Both things are probably like worth watching, but there's one that's just like, I needed to be in the studio when that shit was getting made. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have loved to see what Sam I Dot would have been like. You know what I'm saying? What that experience being in the studio was like. So that's all I'm saying. Dan, do you have any closing remarks on that whole thing before we get into the next thing?
I don't. To respond to that, I don't want to say. I don't necessarily think that Drake is that type of artist where he's just like, he pulls up to the studio, 40's there. The R&B chick who's doing the hook is there. She drops her hook, and then Drake just does what he reads off his BlackBerry and he spits his verse. I don't necessarily think that's. I've seen, and I really don't want to sound like I'm really caping for him, because ultimately, like I said, I think Kendrick is a better rap artist. I do think Drake is versatile. Would I say he's more versatile than Kendrick? No. But in the terms of like the grand scheme of things outside of just rap, I think Drake is a better, if not the same on par artist as Kendrick. Outside of whether you want to call it just musically, what he could do creatively with film, TV, production. I've seen studio footage of Drake. I forgot what song. It might have been Closer to My Dream. I don't remember what song it was, where he laid down the vocals for the reference for the girl to come in and do her part. So it's not like I don't think he just comes in there, lets everybody do their work, and then he does his shit.
Like it's just like a ready-made
I think he's very hands-on. I think his relationship with 40 isn't necessarily just a you do this, I do this. I think they both help each other very much, which is why I think 40 also has some writing credits in Drake's songs, and Drake vice versa has some production credits. I think there is a lot of back and forth. I think Drake has learned a lot from 40 and vice versa. And I think that we laugh at some of the Latin stuff that he like the Meet Your Padre shit. Even before, speaking before that, even the stuff that he did with Romeo Santos, whether or not you want to get him for how he spoke Spanish or his accent and stuff like that, he sounded great on that song. And I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, Kendrick couldn't do that, like, because it's not Kendrick's sound, of course, like, so whatever. But Drake is versatile.
Kendrick spoke Spanish showing the collard greens.
But he's not getting on a song with Aventura.
You never know. You never. Yo, he got on a song with that Gloria girl. What's her name? What was the woman that sang on the Dodger?
This is different sounds.
So my and I'm actually not gonna rebut anything you said. I agree. We're talking about two of the best rap artists of all time. Like we're not that pod. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about two of the greatest rap artists of all time. The bars, we're splitting hairs when we're talking about the greatness of two incredibly great artists. But that was more of my point as it relates to Will Smith and what we talked about last week with Lil Wayne, where these guys are not tapped in musically anymore. They still can write, like genuinely, they still can write.
I don't
raps.
know if I'm buying that for Will Smith, but Wayne, yes. Well, I don't know about Will Smith.
So okay, you listen to the sped up version, and it was better, right?
It sounded better as like a song just to like go out and I'm at like a beach club. It's not a song I'm gonna bump anytime other than like in a certain situation.
But he's 50 something years old. Like maybe he's at more beach clubs than you are. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not. I don't think he's trying to get the club. I don't think he's trying to turn Blue Flame out.
You think that Miami song is a good song? That song that he made, Dame?
Yeah,
from back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, it's the same song.
It's basically,
it's the same song to me.
Look at the lyrics for both of those. Look at the lyrics for both of these songs. You cannot tell me that they're the same. Let me pull up the lyrics for the I Like Pretty Girls song.
They're both party songs. This one's for the I like Pretty Girls. Is a great hook.
Listen to the original. That song is not made for the clubs. That sped up shit that somebody did on Twitter, they could probably play that somewhere. But this is original for I Like Pretty Girls. You're not playing this anywhere.
Nah, you playing that at fashion shows. I said I saw the vision. That's why I said I like the original. Like you can see where that's gonna be played. Like people gonna be listening to that song. The girlie's gonna be eating that up. It's great. It gives you a great feeling. I feel like it's good energy. In my opinion.
That shit is.
You think
ass. You don't gotta wait in line tonight. You too fine for the line tonight. 5 + 5. You a dime tonight. It's a full house. You play your cards right.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna post your pic if you pose. Make one phone call. You in vogue. Head, shoulders, knees, toes. Hold up.
Hell yeah.
Wait. Pose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Taking pictures, taking flicks, bro.
I think he's just having fun in there.
You're hating. That shit is hard.
Like yo, bro. This like literally. This is me, bro. If okay, I'm a big Will Smith fan.
Yeah.
Notably, right? But
I don't know.
I think I could be. I think I could be objective if I thought it's. I think it's also about expectations. Like, what do you expect a Will Smith song to sound like in 2025?
Nothing. I don't expect Will Smith to make music in 2025.
Sure.
I kind of regret not putting it on my label. I'm not gonna hold you. That would have been some great scoring points for sure.
It would have acting. He's had Bad Boys just came out. I mean, not just came out. It came out after the draft, but still.
Yeah.
Timeless.
I agree.
And this feels like a little bit of get back for that Red Table Talk. You know, I Like Pretty Girls. Like he wilded in that music video.
Hey, shout out to him for having actual old bitches in the video.
Yeah, age appropriate.
Like shout out to him for not having some young
boppers.
17-year-old
Ruby Red.
That'd have been a bad. Right now, that'd have been a bad look. That'd have been a bad look.
That would have been crazy. Shout out to him having some age appropriate women in his video with their floral dresses, you know what I'm saying, and their deep red lipstick. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to him. Yeah. You know, again, that's my unk. I'm unk to the young boys, but like that's my unk. So shout out to Unk and Auntie still outside, you know what I'm saying, having a good time.
I love Will Smith, but that's not it.
All right. That's peace. That's peace, man. To my point of people that you want to be in the studio for, I got some sad news about a recent drop that happened because two people that I'm sure most of us here would want to be in the studio to watch create, Erykah Badu and The Alchemist, have just dropped a song from, I think, a collab tape that's coming out soon, produced by The Alchemist, of course.
Sadness?
The sad news is that there's heavily use of AI in their music videos, and it's not even good AI.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some people may argue there's no good AI, but this shit is very inconsistent. The visuals suck, right? I'm not really crazy about the song. The song, it uses a sample that I've heard so many different times. I think Al has probably used that sample a couple times in beats that he's already done. But it just doesn't feel like a song that in 2025, I just expected more. When I heard that it was an Erykah Badu collab with Alchemist, I was expecting a little more. And so I was heavily disappointed about two great creative people having to resort to using AI. And we talk about AI a lot on this podcast. We've done the discussion to death, right? But I think now, we have to kind of discuss what has happened. Like, what do these big creatives, these people that we really like admire, and the people that producers look up to and R&B artists look up to, like the OGs of it, what do they think AI is that we're missing?
Mm-hmm.
Because we just saw with Timbaland, who some people may say is a producer giant in that space, right? In the R&B space, in the rap space. And then we got Erykah Badu, who is probably like the queen of neo soul, right? And the Alchemist was one of the people that people go to. He's one of the greatest producers that we've heard. And they're just like allowing, like, you would think that much creative juice is flowing between the two of them and their entire teams. You wouldn't have to do that. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm just confused, man. I'm really confused at what's happening and what's going on here.
I think it's laziness. The song itself there's no AI in the actual song, right?
Not that I know of. I mean, I didn't really like listen that hard to the song. I don't know if they generated lyrics. I don't know nothing about that. So
I just skimmed through the video real quick. It looked lazy. A lot of the renders, like, they're missing eyeballs. I mean, you can even see that in the visualizer they put up on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's just very lazy. It looks incomplete. It looks like they just put in one prompt in for each scene and kind of just let it roll. And that's what I think the problem is. I think they made the song. I think they were excited to get it out as fast as possible. And they're like, hey, we need visuals for this. We don't want to go through the whole process of looking for somebody to film it, paying somebody to film it, waiting for them to edit it. And let's just get this out as quick as possible. And I think, unfortunately, you have what I assume to be a great song by two people that are well beloved in their spaces, hip hop and neo soul. And
slow your roll there, buddy.
What's up?
That song is ass. I guess I'll be the one to say.
No, I said it too. It doesn't sound, I don't like it. I don't like the song.
Well, all right.
That song's not good.
All right, well,
it's 100% not good.
Well, people have this expectation, and then you give them a reason to not like the song even more. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to rush, you want to be lazy, and you don't want to pay people, and you don't want to wait on people to get the work done. I feel like that's the disconnect where I feel like a lot of these older artists don't see the trouble in it, because I feel like maybe when they were around the what they would call them, the camera people, the camera guy, the camera woman, they're not really paying no mind to those to that space. Like I don't recall Erykah Badu or Alchemist being involved in directing any music videos or coming up with any super creative pieces or anything like that visually. So I don't expect them, not throwing them any bail here, but I don't expect them to really care about that side of the art, which is fucked up. Like that's where the disconnect is, I feel.
I can't speak for Al, but I can definitely say that Erykah Badu, without any question, you definitely expect her to have some sort of creative direction in all aspects of everything that she does. Her sets, the music videos that she does, everything, like her whole pretty much career.
But do you think that's her, or do you think
eclectic.
That's her team?
I think it's her. I think her, like, there's people that told stories about her, like, coming up, being like, and there's no way that you can be around as many people, as many other creative people like D'Angelo, all the Soulquarians, and be faking it till you make it. There's no way that, like, they didn't peep that and be like, this person ain't doing what we doing. It's a whole different vibe going on.
Pretty face, fat ass, and a nice voice will get you a long way.
Shit.
So, and I kind of
that one.
And I kind of want to kind of echo that. Let's be clear. Erykah Badu has not made a great song in many, 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 many years, right? And so we can't exactly say that she's some type of artistic savant. It seems like she had an incredible team around her, probably one of the greatest collectives of artists and musicians at one time in the R&B space. And then she went on a little bit of a run after that with like Window Seat and, a couple other records. And then it was pretty much over. And she's tried to make comebacks. I remember when she was on
Rhapsody's album, wasn't she?
She was on Rhapsody's album, and I did not like the studio version of that song, 3 a.m. I liked the live version. I thought it was great. but I didn't think her vocals were great on the studio version.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I'm not totally convinced that Erykah Badu's heart is still in making the most, creative music and, trying to push herself and challenge herself musically. That just may not be where she is. And unfortunately, again, not only is the record bad, but the use of AI, it just screams like forced. It screams like, how do we even know that they made this record together? You know what I mean? Like, what proof do we have? I've never seen them in the studio together. There was no lead up. It just dropped randomly. This could have been something that a label threw together.
I have a theory that Alchemist just got a hold of those vocals, put a beat under it, and was like, "Hey, Erykah, I made this. You mind if we just put this out? I'll have my team handle the visuals and everything. All you have to do is sign off on me using your vocals." I can totally see a world where that's exactly how it went out.
Right.
So do you think if she were to come out and talk about how she really didn't have much say on the creative direction of it all, would we kind of be like, all right, we can see that maybe be on her side a little bit?
I feel like neither one of them put their best foot forward on this. So I
think
really
they were just happy to work together with each other here.
Yeah.
Let's just get this out quick.
I don't think there was anybody saying no to anything.
I don't think there was a budget behind this or anything.
Right.
That'd be the issue, man. I get that we're in a bad space in terms of money wise and stuff, but come on, y'all.
And in 2025, I'm sorry, but how many labels are really pushing out money for Erykah Badu and Alchemist? Great artists, legendary artists, but we've been seeing Alchemist put out 5 collab albums a year with artists seemingly out of his own pocket. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Okay. So let's get to some other beefs that's going on right now. Clipse dropped their second single, So Be It, last week. It premiered on Funk Flex 97.1. I miss that fucking radio station, man.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
Love that. I love the whole thing about a song being played that I couldn't hear. I genuinely, for hours, bro, maybe for the whole night, I could not hear the song.
It's not on DSPs either, still, to this day.
And it's still not on DSPs.
Yeah.
That shit really was exciting.
So you guys said that there was a leak? And that's why it's not on streaming, and they just chose.
So there is a rumor that the reason why they dropped it was because there was some sort of leak, right? And they're not putting on DSP. They had no plans to put it on DSPs, but because it leaked, they just pushed it out. Pushed the video out. It premiered on Flex. That's why they were like, all right, let's just get this out. If it's gonna leak them, we might as well just get it out on our own terms and not fuck up the plans. But I'm not entirely sure if I believe that fully. I definitely think that the whole Flex thing felt intentional, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, give me your thoughts. I listened to the song. It definitely is. I've talked about how Pharrell really hasn't had that many great beats that I love by himself, outside of the Neptunes as much. But I'd say from the 2 songs that I've heard so far, I definitely think that he's killing it. I mean, he has good stuff on It's Almost Dry as well with Pusha by himself, but I could say he's doing good things from what I've heard so far from this album, between this, Ace Trumpets, and the other track that I know is coming out, which is rumored to have a Kendrick feature now, the Chains and Whip song.
Yeah.
He's doing pretty good, man. He's doing pretty good, and I'm really excited for this album to drop. But let me know about this. How y'all feeling about this new track?
I love the video.
Hell yeah.
Video was just fucking amazing. Seemingly all shot on film. It just it's hard to tell, bro, is it just is there a backdrop? Are they just filming in front of a backdrop, or is this just does it just look like this? The shot of Pusha in the back seat of the car, or the passenger seat of the car, and they're driving past the shrubs in the background. It's bro, that just looks so unreal. And it's such a simple shot. You don't no grand view or anything, but it's just so damn crispy.
The shadow work on that
the
wall
sky,
was
the moving sky in the back.
Video for me. Yeah.
So good.
Artistically, it's really, really pleasing. Not just the music, but the visuals as well.
I think there's a thing that happens, man, and especially with Pusha T. Pusha T has an incredible ear for music, like an incredible ear. I think the content of his like solo music and even the music he mixed with Clipse has kind of like rocked people to sleep about the level of, again, as it relates to musicianship that is involved when he's making these albums. Because I do think he's the driving force. Obviously, Pharrell is putting together some incredible production, but I just, too consistently, Pusha T has some of the most incredible rap beats I've ever heard. For me to just ignore the fact, yes, he's always with Kanye, he's always with Pusha, always with Pharrell, but too often, these are just some of the like next level beats for me to think that he's not having some type of input as it relates to how these beats are being like brought together. So it's been fun to hear these two records. For me, So Be It, I loved Ace Trumpets when it first came out, right? I still love Ace Trumpets, obviously. But this one is even better from a musical standpoint and from a lyrical standpoint. The one critique I have with Pusha is that slow flow can almost be like too slow and like too intentional. What he did on So Be It with that particular tempo was just, I love the Biggie influence. You can hear the Biggie influence in it, in the way he chops his words and where he places his syllables and stuff like that. The flow is incredible. There's bars in there that like literally took me a few listens to truly like pull apart.
Yeah, that whole can't wrap your head around that. That was like just one of the many things that Malice had there. Also, I want to mention that he changed his name back from No Malice to Malice.
Yeah. Really? No, it still says No Malice, but I see people.
I see Malice. I see Malice on DSPs and places like that.
Oh, is it on the DSP?
I only see Malice. Yeah. I don't see No Malice anymore.
On Spotify, it's Malice.
Oh man, that's dangerous.
Yeah, as a street nigga,
that's dangerous for everybody.
I know what that
bro.
means.
Yeah,
for sure. As a nigga from the streets, yeah, but it's something. You know, it's something for
Catch
them.
$150 like each Pirelli. I get 8 of them. Call me Andretti. If I'm not in the telly selling the Yeti, then I'm twirling your bitch like she in spaghetti.
Heavy.
Oh my Lord, bro.
Yeah, man.
It just like very, very dense bars. And again, not a lot of drug talk. Some drug talk, but like mostly just really high level MCing over some of the most glorious production that I've heard in a long time.
Yeah, it's they going in, and I love it, man. I'm ready for it. Did y'all hear the last part? I want to talk about that last part of that song where the beat kind of, there's no drums no more. It's just like, you know, kind of the beat kind of drops out a little bit, and he's just talking directly to one person who everybody now has put together that he's talking to Travis Scott. And now we talking about potential beef rising between the two of them, which I don't know if I want to see that. You know, it might not even be like a beef. It might just be, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't for you to respond to. I'm just telling you what it is. So I'm gonna read it real quick.
Putting my 2 fingers on your nose.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that again.
Yeah. So Push goes on verse number 4. You cried in front of me. You died in front of me. Calabasas took your bitch and your pride in front of me. Her utopia had moved right up the street, and her lip gloss was popping. She ain't need you to eat. The net gon' call it the way that they see it, but I got the video, and I can share and AE it. They wouldn't believe it, but I can't unsee it. Lucky I ain't TMZ, so be it, so be it. This is culturally inappropriate. See, threats like that, man. Like, this is why you don't play. This is why you don't play with everybody.
Yeah,
man.
This is why you don't just play with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I want to ask Dame a question.
What up?
Because a lot of people aren't understanding. Even I'm looking at the lyrics, the Genius lyrics, but I got the video. I can share and AE it. He means After Effects, doesn't he?
I thought he was referring to the news network. AE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause that's like
Isn't
that's like
A&E,
celebrity celebrity news and shit like that.
He said AE and also TMZ.
Is that not a reference to like, do people not call After Effects AE?
They do. I mean,
Like,
it can be. It could
hear it.
potentially be one, but maybe it could be a double
Because
entendre.
I just
I don't
think
know.
because
Yeah,
when I
could
think
be.
about
don't hear
it,
though.
so like imagine what hour are we at? I can't.
we
tell.
about to head off. This is the last.
We about to head off.
pretty
Okay,
much-
so
yeah.
if there was a tape to leak, right,
Yeah.
and it was to just hit the internet, that's one thing, right? Some amateur video type stuff. But if y'all recall, like during like the Paris Hilton, Kim K era, there was like logos, there were like credits. You know what I mean? There was like a title screen, One Night in Paris. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like a whole thing. So when he says I can share and AE it, I genuinely think he means that I can make it a whole movie. Like it's enough in there to like where it'll be an entire like, you know what I'm saying? Like production. You know what I mean? And I don't know what he says, what he's saying he
Let me
has.
tell you,
I
that
don't know
would
if
be
he's
a
talking
pain
about
in the
crying.
ass to edit in After Effects.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like
True. But just like logos and like, and you know, again,
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people said it was something about
he's really
the
trying to take us
singer
back
share.
to the 2000s with that shit. You know, dropping a sex tape like that
Yeah, you know.
in that
Apparently,
capacity, it's kind of.
The actor, well, the singer Cher is dating an artist named Alexander Edwards who is called AE.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
I heard that. I seen that too.
triple entendre.
Could be.
Bruh, he's one of them.
Yeah. Going crazy. I definitely think.
Do Cher and AE have a sex tape?
Well, they have a 40-year age gap.
Damn,
I can share and AE it.
just like Travis.
Yeah.
How old is Travis?
So that's right. So what could he mean by that? I don't know.
Quadruple
I'm not willing to
entendre. God
speculate.
damn.
I'm not willing to fully speculate, but you know, there's definitely some room.
a lot of.
There's some room there. And I also, just really quick as an aside, when people talk about records and rap songs not having like replayability, I think they miss the fact that having to listen to a song multiple times to understand it is also replayability.
Yeah.
Right? So people say nobody's going to the studio and saying put on that Clipse. They don't have to. I'm gonna sit down and listen to that same song like six to 8 times, and I'm gonna be watching dissect videos. I'm gonna be looking on Genius for the lyrics. Like it's gonna create engagement. So this idea that because the record is not danceable and they don't put it on in the club or at the you know in the car, that it doesn't have any replay value. Of course it does.
I listened to Ace Trumpets like 15 times that day.
Yeah.
Like just that day when it came out.
Just that day.
Sure, this song was on streaming, I would have played it a lot more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So again, there's
It's levels.
there's room for what we're talking about versus what people would like the conversation to be about. There's room for rap songs that are dense with dense lyrics and dense meanings to have the same type of impact or more impact than some of the more TikTok dances. You know what I mean? There's different ways to get to that replay value aspect.
This will be the last topic for this, I think, and then we can close out and move to Patreon. But I definitely want to get y'all thoughts, right? If you're Travis, how do you respond to this with your fan base, with your, notoriety, somebody calling you out like this? What is it that you do here? How do you fight back? Because you're not going to hit him in the rap arena.
Right now, Travis is at a really tough point because not only is this going on, but Netflix just released, they just released the Astro World documentary.
Oh no!
Shit.
So
you can't talk
stay
at all.
inside, Travis.
Yeah.
Let this pass. Let the album drop. Isn't Astro World coming back this year too? My boy Jaron said he has tickets to it. So just put your focus elsewhere. And stop playing music for niggas before you're ready to drop it.
It doesn't matter when we are or where we are because we are.
Because we are. Because we are better than
because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are.
Because we are.